oh maybe, you like my easy smile. And maybe, oh maybe, you'll stop for a little while. And maybe, oh maybe, I'll ask if you like tea. And maybe, oh maybe, you'll have a cup with me. And maybe we don't, and decide to take a walk. And you and I will ponder as we wander, as we walk.
Welcome to Ponder While We Wander. We're two friends who happen to be therapists go on a walk as we discuss relationships, nature, and meet life in the moment. Each episode is grounded in some aspect of eco-psychology, but can take us anywhere as we ponder while we wander. And you're invited to come along.
And you and I will ponder as we wander, as we walk.
Hi, Amber.
Hi, Natasha.
Woo. This is number 2 for today.
Yeah. Yep.
We can do this. We can do it.
We are about to cross a little bridge. We've been finding a lot of bridges this time around.
Yes.
We're gonna cross Bell Creek, which is in Carrie Park in Sequim, Washington.
Sweet little bridge.
Yeah, it's a cute little bridge.
Not rickety at all.
No, wide. You can bike over it. And we're on the traditional lands of the Sklallam people, especially the Jamestown Sklallam tribe. Mm-hmm. And we actually have several bodies of water near us right now. Well, I guess it's 2. The bridge is dividing it. Pond on both sides, creek behind us. I think we should go that way.
Okay.
Or around the bridge and yeah.
This is a kind of more urban, suburban wildlife situation. So you may hear kids playing, you may hear dogs a barking,
Ducks a quacking.
Ducks a quacking.
There's the ducks. They're over there. Oh,
on cue.
right on cue. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
Look, we're here. We're here. All
Lots of trees.
This way. We are talking today about biophobias. Oh, they had something to say about that.
Yeah.
Biophobias. We figured we dedicated an episode last season to biophilia. So if you haven't heard that one, go listen to that one at some point. And so some of the themes might be a little bit similar in the respect that it is our relationship with nature. Look at that beautiful.
Sorry, that duck distracted me for a second.
There might be a lot of that going on.
Yes. Yeah, our relationship with nature, but maybe the opposite of biophilia.
Yes, yes. So biophobias, if you break down that word, it's, bio, which means life, and phobia, which is our fears or disgust that kind of come up. And these are some of the ways that we are in relationship with some things. And this is separate from what we might consider our healthy respect of nature and what's out there, as opposed to, I think sometimes, maybe even in our own podcast, we tend to romanticize nature a little bit. Oh, look how beautiful, look how interesting, look how fun it is to be out in nature. And, it's not all like that. Many of the spaces that we're in are in wildlife areas. They're in, somewhat curated spaces. We haven't really gone out into really far non-curated spaces yet.
We haven't backpacked in anywhere yet.
No, not
really
yet. Not yet.
Really out there.
But even in that, there's a healthy respect and reciprocal relationship that we do need to have with these spaces. But that's not exactly what we're talking about here today. We're talking about when our fears and disgusts and even, this one study said, ill-omened superstitions come into play. And you may be familiar with these. I may be familiar with these. You may know people in your life that are familiar.
Yeah.
So it could be like arachnophobia is fear of spiders,
Snakes.
mice.
Nice. Yeah, I think those are some ones that like pop to mind right away. But bees. A lot of people
Bees
have
and
heard of
wasps.
bees. Slimy things like worms and slugs.
Worms, slugs, bats, and sometimes even bigger things like sharks.
Right. You know, not naming any names, but I might know someone that's afraid of raccoons, maybe, or have had a tenuous relationship with raccoons.
Yeah.
Yes, it's me. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
And the phobia piece of it is that it is an irrational fear. And that's not to say that we shouldn't have a healthy respect for raccoons.
Correct.
And mice and
Yes.
all the rest of this. But when it gets to the point where it can also have some consequences for people.
For sure.
Yeah, people that can develop a lot of anxiety and maybe even depression around some of these biophobias. It may cause people to have to up and relocate or move away from places because it's too intolerable, certain biophobias. And it could even go into what we call like behavior extinction, right? Where then we don't allow ourselves to have the benefits of a behavior like going outside or going to a family picnic or engaging in activities that could also be healthy for us. And instead we don't have those behaviors anymore of joining in on things.
Yeah. And if you have any of these biophobias or any of these things that you're like, oh, it's a strong sensation, right? It's like it's not just like you're saying, it's, oftentimes irrational. I mean, a lot of times we know that there could be personal stories or maybe a trauma or, some experience that's informed that, or maybe even your parents have passed down some knowledge or ill knowledge or experiences, or other people in your life have passed down information to you. So we know that there can be lots of places that these phobias originate from. But yeah, they're really challenging when you really have that kind of strong visceral reaction to something, and unfortunately can sometimes create this like negative feedback loop where you expect it and then you go out and you experience it and it's bad, and then you're like, I don't want to do that again, and you can see how it can quickly snowball.
And not only are there consequences for individuals, for people who are experiencing these, but there are also consequences to our environment, and it's actually changing how our natural environments are at times. If you can imagine, in urban areas, if we have a biophobia of creepy crawly things or mice, a lot of times we call in people to quote unquote take care of the problem, which may include poisons or other kind of like baits and stuff that have unintended qualities,
Right.
which a lot of us like birds. We like owls and natural predators and
Cats.
yeah. And so if we are using poisons to eradicate certain animals, then we may be also poisoning the rest of that food chain as it goes on unintendedly. And so we find that these biophobias can actually lead to less biodiversity in certain areas. And it's a great reason why we're just taking a look at it, just bringing that to consciousness.
Yeah, I think it also can sort of have these impacts in terms of, we're really afraid of something or nervous about something. We might not have as much tendency to care about it and care for it. So we can see that as having the different impacts on nature and our natural environments as well. The one example that's popping into mind right now is like bees, right? We all know, like, save the bees. They do all these things for us, but you're really afraid of them. You might squish them every chance you get, or just like an example of that. Like, it can have really big ecological and conservation impacts as well. Like, things we're afraid of, we might not have as much tendency to care for.
Yeah. Yes. And so we are just kind of talking about it today in terms of it. I find it super interesting, like, where these biophobias might be coming from, because if you haven't actually had that personal negative experience with an animal per se, I think a lot of it has to do with there can be some innate and kind of genetically passed on traits, evolutionary traits that maybe we have as a human species to be weary or leery of a certain, animal or group of animals. But we also know that we can pass down these maybe biases or understandings through our personal relationships, but also through our media, our sensationalized media. When we were talking about this over lunch.
That cute ducky.
Oh,
hi.
Hi, guys. Going over another bridge. This one's covered. When we were talking about it over lunch, we both thought of sharks and the impact that the movie Jaws had on populations and generations. And
So true.
yeah, that, I think other ways that stories get sensationalized as well.
Anaconda, that's another one that's coming to mind.
Anaconda.
Forgot about that one.
Arachnophobia. I thought of cocaine bear, which is kind of funny, but I don't know if it fits this or not.
Really sensational. It really takes that idea to the next level.
To the next level, yes. But, it's there. But not only that, the stories that we often hear about certain animals, are not the fun-loving, great kind of stories. They're the ones where there's some kind of, stuff that's going on that would kind of reinforce our views or our beliefs about an animal. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a firsthand experience. It could be like these vicarious beliefs and stories that we then take on as our own personal belief systems or feelings or reactions that we just have towards certain animals.
Yeah. I'm thinking of, where I live, there's lots of cougars and bear, and so there's stories from a young age hearing, and probably some that I've already told my kids about, how to watch out for this or look for that. And I think it's that, like we're talking about, it's like it can be a balance. Like, you want to have good information, but then not just like reiterate a story over and over, or thinking about hearing that as a kiddo versus as an adult, the different impacts that might have too.
Yeah. And I think natural reactions that people have coming across, like, I find this a lot because I think I tend to find certain animals more fascinating than the general population. And so when I am walking with somebody and I see slugs, and I'm like, oh my God, that's a beautiful slug. Take a look at that one. Look at its slime trail.
Right.
It's
Get a
really
picture.
collecting a lot of detritus on its proboscis. Like, right, that's not always other people's fascination
Right.
with the world. And so I do encounter a lot of times people having just a natural reaction to, ooh, oh, no. Yeah. Oh, no.
That comes up for you and I often, especially with raccoons. You're like, raccoon, amazing. And I'm like, ooh, raccoon. Oh, I don't know. Like,
I love how in like 5 minutes you went with somebody we may know may have a raccoon phobia to owning it.
yeah.
This is good. This is
It's
good
lifelong.
progress.
I'm working on it. Watching your love and fascination for them has helped me reconsider some of my positions. I still have a healthy respect, but
I have a healthy respect too.
I can tolerate looking at them.
Those guys are like, you cannot predict what they're going to do. They just wreak havoc, man.
They sure do.
They're so smart. And they have those little paws and so smart.
I know. See, your love, your kind, loving fascination when you talk about them.
So this is actually a good segue because it's like, well, what do we do with these biophobias?
Yeah.
And some of the ways we do that are by collecting friends who
Right.
who like the things we don't like or have a phobia of. But the other ways are, especially with children, going to museums or zoos. I know a lot of, there are some services that come around that do petting zoos and bring them to the school systems or to birthday parties. Now, it may not have been your birthday party that you wanted the bug circus to come to, but I do know that there are children out there who would really appreciate that. I remember going to a birthday party where, I think he was like maybe 7 years old, loved reptiles and snakes, brought in somebody who could, teach us about that stuff. And there's a picture of us standing there, the whole group of us with this really big boa constrictor, like holding it, taking a picture. It's great. So being able to have access and have more experiences that are your own in a safe and educational environment.
Yeah. Also, it sounds like, that was a positive experience too. So when you can have positive experiences that challenge the phobia or don't just reinforce the fear, makes a difference too.
Yeah. I mean, there is a type of therapy called exposure therapy. And for people who are really struggling with these phobias, and it's stopping them from doing things in their life that they really want to do, there are ways of being able to kind of titrate that and work on our fear responses.
Yeah. EMDR, brain spotting, there's a couple other modalities that can be really helpful if you're intentionally wanting to see if you can make some shifts with your different phobias.
Can we go back where the ducks are? We wandered away from the ducks.
We did. There might be some more over there.
Oh, lead me to the ducks. Yep, so how do you know that you have a biophobia? I mean, it might just be that we named some animals and you were like, oh no.
Yeah.
Those are not animals that I want to be around. But you may not know until you get there sometimes, or you see a movie, or you come across something. Right? And some of those responses can be your heart is racing, or you recoil, you have a general kind of disgust. Your stress responses can go up, or even a collapse. I've seen people just kind of, their body just kind of shuts down.
Yeah, freezing.
Even things like birds that are everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, or sometimes if you know you're going to be going somewhere, you might encounter one of these. How much time are you spending thinking about it and bargaining with yourself? Like, it's going to be okay. Or, I don't know. Or you feel yourself wanting to cancel plans because you're like, I don't know about that snaky situation or, raccoon situation or whatever it is. Those can also be indicators when you're spending how much time are you spending thinking about it and how much ruminating on it and how much like influence does it have on your decision about what you decide to do or where you decide to interact or go or explore.
Yeah, I know that people who have wanted to do some like open water swimming or go camping, like talk about the aspects of that they want to do. And then when we talk a little bit more, it could be that, the bugs or the sharks or the jellyfish or something. Not that that's not real. And there are ways of like healthily doing that, and it is a little bit more risky, but we can manage that. I also think that we find that that biophobias go up. There's like an upward trend in biophobias in urban situations. So that lack of exposure to more wildlife is part of this, that behavior extinction that we talked about in the nature deficit disorder.
Right.
Like this is not your fault, right? You are living in ways that, our ancestors didn't live. Like if we go back in all of our ancestry, we lived much closer to the animals and the land and the places that we had relationships with.
Yeah.
And so we knew what we were looking at. We knew and had these relationships that were closer and more predictable in some ways. We had culture that helped us with this. Big bears are some of the challenges of living close to humans. These are big animals, and we as a culture, most of us in suburban areas wouldn't know what to do if a bear came up to us. And so
yeah, that relationship part is not as accessible.
Right.
And I'm thinking about with that, not even just what to do if you happen to meet a bear, but likely would have had a lot more information around even noticing that there might be one in the area or the signs that you would look for to increase your awareness around that. We could be walking through like a bear den and we probably wouldn't even know until we saw a bear. Maybe that's a little extreme, but there's so much information, that I think we don't have quite at the ready as maybe we used to.
One of the things that I find myself doing when I'm out in anywhere actually is looking at poop that's on the ground and trying to identify like whose poop that is.
That's one of the things though, right? Is that friend or foe?
Right. Is it friend or foe? What made that poop?
Are there berries or bones in there? What do we got?
How big is it? How fresh is it? Yeah, the bigger the poop, the bigger the animal, right?
Exactly.
How afraid and how close it is. It's hot and steamy.
Right.
And very wet.
Watch your back.
Pretty close by. Yeah. So But I did not learn this sitting in my traditional education school. I learned it through programs like the Girl Scouts and Yosemite Institute and other things, being exposed to real life situations, and people who didn't freak out when I would point out poop, right? Didn't have, if they had that disgust, they didn't share it with me. They joined with me in my taking a stick and trying to look through it to see what evidence I could collect of what made that there.
Which really hits on the nervous system level of some of these biophobias, right? It's like those are those types of, co-regulation, or looking to the people around us for cues of safety. If no one else is freaking out about something, sometimes that can be a good indicator, like, okay, this is not only information, but like people might be really interested and jazzed about it, which is like, okay, cool. Let's learn more. I'm in.
Cool. Yes. Biophobias. I think it also, comes back to that relationship of we may be unintendedly changing our environments and not knowing it. And I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this as well, is just bringing it to awareness of the next time, you want to smash that spider. The next time you want to bring out the, rat bait. Those are all legitimate things. And there may be other ways. There may be ways in which you may be changing the flora and fauna around you in ways that are not easily repairable. And if enough of us do that, that can turn into laws and policies that are passed that have unintended results, including whether we put roads through places, or like recently in Los Angeles, they put a wildlife bridge from one side of a busy freeway to another so that wildlife could cross and not get hit by cars.
Yeah.
So just awareness around this stuff.
Yeah, how to be in relationship. Being aware of it and how to be in relationship with it, and so many important and good reasons why I think it's worth taking a look at. Environmentally. Oh, there was a duck, yeah. And we talked, in the episode right before this too, we talked a lot about like the benefits of being in nature and why it's challenging, and so thinking about the biophobias. If you need even more reasons why it might be a good idea to check it out, you can listen to that.
Right, the grounding exercises.
Yeah, grounding exercises.
Being able to discern whether things are uncomfortable or unsafe. I think a lot of times our bodies are saying it's unsafe when the situation is actually pretty safe for us.
For sure.
Or at least not as life-threatening as our bodies are trying to tell us it is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole other piece of this of going willy-nilly into areas, and I have friends who live in Yosemite National Park, and there are things that happen all the time with tourists who come in and are not aware of situations. They're trying to get a picture, getting too close to the edge of something, or slipping on the granite that gets really slippery when it's wet, or getting lost unintendedly in what you think is a 2-hour hike, not having the provisions that you need. So it's not like, we don't need to have that healthy respect.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I hear frogs.
Ooh, you heard a frog? Lovely.
Let's go towards the frog, and I'll ask you, what ponder point do you have for us?
Yeah, my ponder point for people today is, to what degree do your biophobias impact your relationship with nature? And does that impact work for you, or might it be something you want to get curious about?
Love it. Just taking that inventory of what might be your biophobias. And know that you're not alone.
Not alone. And how much does it impact your relationship with nature? So what about for you, Natasha?
Yeah. So mine comes from taking maybe another kind of inventory of like, what are some of the resources around you that could support your education and your real life experiences of nature and of animals and of the things that are around you. And it could be going to natural history museums. It could be visiting wildlife areas such as this that are within your suburban areas. It could be participating in an outdoor program where you have a naturalist or somebody who knows the area really well. You and I have done a few of those where there are guides out there and people whose job, they love to be outside and they love to tell you about everything that they see in the area that they live in and work in. And to me, that's super exciting. So what resources do you have already that can support a curiosity and a healthy relationship?
I love it.
Yay. Well, I think we got through this topic, biophobias, without running into any
Too many biophobias.
phobias.
Any. Yeah, it's true.
Pretty cool.
I haven't
Ducks
seen
are
any
okay with
raccoons
me.
lurking around this park yet, so that's good.
Yeah, we're okay. We're okay. And our next episode is going to be on nature or journaling with nature.
Lovely.
There's a difference between the two, but we will be journaling with nature. So join us then and come with a new notebook, because nothing inspires journaling like a new journal, a new notebook to start with.
I just have to say before we end, this mallard is eating in the creek, and there's this like light algae on the top, and his little face is dipping in. It looks like he's got like bright green gold glitter all over his head.
He does.
It's very
like
cute.
this.
Try and get a picture of that guy.
Yeah, you should. This little area is just a great little area. I mean, if I ever come back as a duck, like remind me I can come back to an area like this, because there's lots of little shelter areas.
For sure. All right. Well, until next time, Natasha. Wander well.